everybody. It's Colleen here with Chalk Couture. Doing a quick project tonight using the established wreath and our lovely Aiden board. I'm just getting on my iPad real quick. Okay. Awesome. So I am actually going to make this board with my wedding colors and with my initial. Instead of the established on the inside of the wreath, I'm going to put my initial here, but then I'm going to take the established and put it at the bottom of the wreath, or maybe at the top. Yeah, maybe at the top, I think. Put the wreath down here. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll put established up here and then the date and then the wreath down here. So I think that's what we're going to do. So this is the first time that I have used this transfer. So we're going to go ahead and take it out of the packaging. And as we do with every brand new transfer that we get, we have these lines here that are perfect so that you can cut right across on the dotted line, so to speak. And then we're going to go ahead and label the back of our transfer like we always do. This is a cute little project, I thought. Got a little bit of time left for my anniversary, but I thought, oh, this would be cute. Little anniversary board. So I'm just cutting along here, along the dotted lines, and like I said, we're going to go ahead and label this, the back. And I think I'm going to use my wedding colors, which were purple, gray, and white. So I thought that would be kind of fun, tie in that. So we're going to go ahead and remove our carrier sheet from our transfer, and we do need to fuzz this up pretty good because this is the first time that I am using it. Hello, Rhonda. This is the first time that I am using it, so I'm going to go ahead and just actually put this right onto my shirt to pull the lint from my shirt right onto the back of my transfer so that it will not stick too hard to the surface of my chalkboard. So I'm just putting it on my shirt, taking it off, and putting it back on just a few times just to make sure I've got some lint on the back of there, because it is pretty sticky when you first use your transfer for the first time. So I'm just going to center this. Oh, I said I was going to do it at the bottom. So I'm going to do the bottom, the wreath on the bottom, and then put my initial, our last name, in the center of the wreath. So I'm not going to use the established. I'm going to use the established up top and then put our numbers for the year that we got married. So I just have to get to the numbers that I need. So I need 20, come on, I got a little string here that is fighting me. So 2010. There we go. Alright, got a little string. So then I'll just put the number 1 on the back here. 0. Especially when you have a lot of little pieces like this, it is kind of helpful to actually put what it is on the back of your transfer. Makes it a heck of a lot easier to match it back up when you're done. So I'm going to put this off to the side here to let those dry. But in the meanwhile, and I keep scratching my board with my nails. Don't want to do that. There we go. Let that over to the side to dry. And I think I'm going to do the wreath actually in white, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some colored accents with the little extra pieces here that we have, so I could put some pops of color into the wreath. I think that will look good. That's what we're kind of aiming for, and I am down at the bottom of my white chalk paste here. So I'm going to go ahead and give it just a little spritz of water, just to kind of get that back to the consistency of yogurt that we're looking for. I've gotten a lot of projects out of this jar. So we have that to where we kind of want it. That yogurt-like consistency. It actually is still a little thick. You can add a little bit more water. You can always add more water. You can't take it away. So it's always good to Do a little bit at a time. That's better. And you can feel it when you're stirring with your stirrer here. You can feel that it gives a little, if that makes sense, because it's a little thick. And then, because I'm down the bottom of my jar, so that normally happens, and that's fine. Like I said, just add that little bit of water. And now we've got that nice consistency. I can feel that it's not as tough to stir. So we are going to work sort of quickly because this is chalk paste. It goes on wet and dries hard pretty quickly. So I'm going to, make quick work of going around my wreath here. Just making sure I'm not feeling any air bubbles in there, because they are not your friend. When you're putting chalk paste over top of your transfer, you don't want to feel any air bubbles in there. So we're just going to go ahead and get a decent amount on my squeegee. You can always put any excess back in the jar, and I am applying some pressure as I go around. That just pulls the paste right across, and you only need to go obviously on the actual silkscreen area. We don't need to worry about any of the teal section at all. So like I said, I am going to work pretty quickly, just making sure I'm not feeling any lines, seeing any lines in there. Just kind of, and it's okay if we go off the board, because it will erase with just a little bit of water if we make any boo-boos. Because I am going quick, sometimes that boo-boos do happen, but that's fine. That's the whole great piece about Chalk Couture, is that you can just erase it with a little bit of water. So not a big deal if you have a little boo-boo. And how quick was that? Just applying pressure with my squeegee just to get all that excess, because I want every last drop that I can to put right back into my jar. Like so. And then the reveal. So then we just grab the side here, making sure that we're applying equal pressure. We don't want to stretch out this transfer. So we just kind of grab it from both sides, and I'm using my arms to hold the chalkboard down. And then just pulling slowly, because this is the first time I've used it, so you do want to take your time with it. Pulling it back, don't stretch that transfer. And now once I've used this once, it's going to be a lot easier the second, third, fourth, fifth, 8th, 10th time that I use it. Perfect. That looks so good on the whiteboard. This is our amazing Aiden board. So I'm taking the transfer and I'm just putting it in a pan of water right off to the side here. So that way it's soaking in the water, and it will get the chalk paste out of my silkscreen area. And I need that because it had the little established on the inside, and I want to put established up here. So I'm going to be using that again, so I need to make sure that that's getting cleaned in the water next to me. And I'm going to cover up my chalk paste, that way it doesn't dry out. And then got a little chalk paste on my hand. See, it came right off with a little water. I'm going to take my hair dryer and dry this super quick. That's it. That's all you really need, and that is dry. Really, really quickly. You can let it dry on its own, but because I am going to placing this on the inside, I just want to make sure that was good and dry. Not that my transfer is going to touch it, but just wanted to make sure that was nice and dry. I'm going to kind of try to eyeball this, centering it. I think I'm a little off. Let's try that again. There we go. So I'll do that in purple, I think, because I love purple. That's one of my favorite colors. Again, just going to give this a quick stir. This one I've got a pretty good amount of, but it is getting down to the bottom again. So I am going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water to this as well. Doesn't take much. And you can stir pretty vigorously. You're pretty good. Just to get that yogurt consistency. And that's perfect. Isn't that beautiful, that color? So pretty. This is our, yep, this is purple. So just grab another squeegee. And we're just going to go ahead and just use a little bit here because it's just the one letter. So that should be pretty quickly on and off. Just getting all that excess right back in. Again, just putting my squeegees also in my pan of water next to me because we can clean those off and use those again. Just trying to clean off the side of my jar. And then we put the lid on that. How easy. That should make this pop pretty nicely on the inside here. Ooh, very nice. Did I miss some of that? Oh, of course I did. I missed a little bit of my C here. I'm going to put that in water and then I'm going to put the transfer back down again to fix that because I missed some of the part of the C here. It didn't come up, but I'll show you how to fix that. So what I'm going to do is, let me just pull this off to the side real quick so that we can clean our transfer so that I can use the established from inside the wreath. I'll just move this to the side like so, and we have a towel handy. That way when the transfer comes out, we can just pop that right onto our towel. Just pop that C out because the C is a little bit smaller. We need that to dry as well. Just making sure I'm getting all the chalk paste out with my fingers. And then we set that off to the side to dry here. Doing the same thing with our established wreath, getting all that excess chalk paste off. Just want to make sure that your silk screen area is nice and clear of that chalk paste. That way you can use the transfer multiple times. We guarantee between 8 and 12 times, depending on the surface that you are using. I've got many, many more uses out of just about all of my transfers. So long as you're, you know, taking care of them, you should be good. See, most of the water did the job for me of getting all that off. And then I'll just quickly grab my squeegee since I'm here. Get those cleaned off. Might as well clean that as well. And yep, we recycle everything. So the squeegees you can keep using again and again. I have the plastic little stirrer sticks right now, but we actually have an awesome new tool, the multi-purpose tool, which is great for stirring your paste, getting all around the corners of your chalk paste, and it also has on the other end of it a tiny little, probably about this width, and that's great for applying your chalk paste in tiny little hard to reach places. So the multi-purpose tool is amazing. Let's put this off to the side here. And then we're just I'm going to grab a paper towel, and I kind of speed up the process of drying with a paper towel. I don't need to fully clean this transfer because I do want to pull the established section out and put that back on my board. I'm just not going to put it inside my wreath. I'm going to put it at the top of my wreath. So I'm just getting all the excess water off of the back and then getting some of the chalk paste off of the top part here. Again, I'm not fully cleaning it right now because I want to take this established and put that on the top of my board. So we always leave it sticky side up to dry. And I want to use that C again because I missed the very bottom when I was, and I'm going to show you how to realign that back on the board so that I can fix my little goof there. So we'll just get these out of the way. Put this out of the way for a second, and then we'll pull back the board. I have a tiny little desk here, so you can see here where I missed the bottom of the C. But that's okay, not a big deal. So what we'll do is we're going to just take the established part from here. Hello, Michelle. I sure will, Michelle. How are you today? Okay, so we're just going to use the established right about here. I just want to be careful because my C, I didn't dry my C yet, so I just want to make sure that that's not sitting on top of the C there. Should be pretty, yeah, it's actually pretty dry. I didn't even take the hairdryer to it, but while I was cleaning my transfers, it kind of dried on its own, so that was perfect. So I think think actually I'm going to go back to white and do established in white and then do the year. I should be doing more. I should be doing more than sitting here. Well, you know what? Sometimes you need that downtime, Michelle, you know? I need to just relax. This is my relaxation therapy right here. Doing chalk. Okay. So again, I'm going to have to take this back and put it right back into the water since I chalked on it again. And I'm going to clean it more thoroughly this time. So we have our established. Now I don't, there we go. A little mark there. Okay, going to dry that real quick before I move on. And then we can go ahead and put our numbers down. And I think I'm going to do the numbers in the elephant gray. And that'll tie the wedding colors that I had. Girl, I've been downtiming for like a month and a half. Should be doing and having zero motivation. Ah, I hear you. I hear you, especially with the heat, you know. It kind of saps every ounce of energy out of you. I know it does me. So I've been staying in the air conditioning as much as I can. All right. So what I did was off camera, I just took the transfer and just put it on my pants just to grab some of the lint from my pants so that the numbers aren't going to stick too hard. And that's what we call fuzzing our transfers. We need 2010, because that was when I got married. So obviously I'm going to have to clean the 0 and pull that up for the other side here. Once we dry the 201, I can then clean the 0 and then apply that down here. Okay, now I think that looks pretty centered. What I'm going to do is show you how to correct my little boo-boo here where I missed the bottom of my C. So I'm just going to realign my transfer right over top. And I'm not going to put too much pressure because I don't want to pull up the chalk paste that I have down there, so you don't need to like push really, really hard. But I just want to correct where I missed down here. So again, I'm just going to grab my purple again. And I'm going to use a tiny little squeegee here. So I only need this little section right here that I missed. And that should correct that. Let's hope. Hope I got it. I think I was aligned pretty okay. I may have been off slightly. Yeah, I think I was slightly off, but there's another tip for correcting that. I'm going to take the hairdryer to that real quick so I don't accidentally put my finger in it. There we go. All right, so yeah, so I wasn't lined up 100% perfectly, but that's okay. Now I could just wash the C off and start again if I wanted to, but there's a little tip to correcting that boo-boo. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead back to the top where we have the year. So we're just gonna go ahead and put our elephant gray right over top of all three of these guys. Like that. And it's okay that they're touching. I know the silk screen is sticky on the back, but once I get it into the water, the pan of water that I have over here, it'll be fine. And our chalk pastes are organic, and sometimes the pigments come through. I don't know if you can see over in the one, you can see a little bit of the tint of the pigment. So all that you do is just take your finger and blend it. So you're just kind of blending it back in, and that makes that pigment go away. So that's all you have to do for that. And they are, I think I just said organic pigments that we use, so perfectly safe. We'll pull this up one at a time here. Oh, that looks so nice. Yep, now I let it, what happened was, This is kind of a good live to show you because this is showing you all the mistakes. I seem to be hitting them all tonight. So what I did was, because my air conditioning is on, my 2 started drying on the transfer. So my chalk paste started drying on there. So we would do the same exact process. I'm going to clean the 2 and put it back down again. And I keep getting chalk boogies on here. So that's what I would do, same as I did with the C. Now to correct the C, if I wanted to, I could wash it off, or I can just take a wet Q-tip, and where I goofed right here, I'm just going to try to come in and clean up that little boo-boo right here. But if I'm not happy with it, I can just, it's a simple letter, so all I have to do is wash it off, which I may wind up doing because I'm not happy with how I lined that up at all. But this is a way that you can correct any little tiny, little minor errors. It's not the end of the world. But that actually didn't look too bad cleaning that up. I got most of where I goofed. So perfect. That is it. Just got something here that I want to try to get that off. See, I'm a little too anal sometimes with my little mistakes. All right. Okay. So let's clean off that 0 so that I can then put it in here at the end for to make it 2010. So I have that on the side here in the pan of water, and I'm just cleaning that off just with my hands actually, because again, I'm not cleaning it thoroughly because I'm going to use it, but to clean it properly, what I would do is, once I have it out of the pan of water, the final step to clean your silkscreen area is to use a disinfectant wipe, and that gets all of the chalk paste definitely out of your silkscreen area. So I just want to make sure that this is dry. My hands are a little wet. That is dry. Mark here. And then we're just going to try to match up our 0. We actually also, another great thing that Chalk Couture just came out with is our tape. It's kind of puts you in the mind of like a washi tape, and it's used just for this purpose, to help you line up your letters and your numbers. I mostly just do it by eye, but this is going to be perfect because it's like a washi tape that you just put on the board or whatever surface, and it helps you keep everything nice and lined up. That is perfect for me. I can't wait to get that. So again, just covering this with our elephant gray, and voila. And you can see the difference now. See how bright this is, because it's wet chalk paste compared to when it dries, so you can totally see the difference. So what I have to do is I also have to get my 2 and clean that off, because I want to try, because I am a perfectionist, I need to get in here and fix that too, because that's going to bother me. So I'm going to try again to realign, which usually I don't have a problem with. I think it's just my lighting in here isn't great and I'm on a bad angle, but I'm just took this and cleaned it by hand. And now I'm just making sure that it feels nice and dry before I put it back down. So let's see if we can line this back up. And this time I will pull it off right away. Let's see. I think we're on there pretty good. I may be slightly off, but let's give it a quick test. And like I said, if I'm not happy with it, I'll wash it away, like I may wind up doing with the C. But let's see how it goes. Let's see if I lined it up better this time. And I think I just went off the side of the transfer. Much better. And I went off a little bit on my transfer, off on the side, but again, just clean that up with a wet paper towel. Easy peasy, but that too looks a heck of a lot better now, and I matched it up perfectly. So that was good. All right, I just want to make sure I'm closing up my jars over here, because I've got a couple jars open while I'm talking and talking and talking. Let's close up that elephant gray. I think I am done with white again, so I want to close that guy up. And then I'm going to use, probably, knowing me, I'm going to wind up redoing that, that C. But let's grab a paper towel, or actually I'm going to grab a Q-tip and just clean up where I went off. And you can see how easy it is to remove chalk paste with just a little bit of water. Perfect. That was what we needed. Now, I think what I'll do is continuing with, of course I didn't get that wet enough. Let me get that wetter. Get that a little bit wetter, because now it's leaving a streak. There we go. Perfect. Now, because I have the purple, I think I'm going to use some of these cool little things to put some different elements of purple around the side to tie that in, and maybe some gray too, and that'll be kind of cool to tie all three of the colors together. Let's see how we want to do this, but I need to make sure that I'm labeling the back of my transfer for these guys here. Let that dry. Cut these little cute guys out. I think this will look really cool with these little dots in purple and maybe some hints of some gray around here. I think that would look pretty cool. Hi, Shannon. So I think we're gonna do that. Hi, Eileen. So again, we're just putting a little B on the back there of our transfer so that we make sure that we're putting it on the right side when we are done. So let's maybe just add some pops of color in here. Just putting this on my pants again just to fuzz this transfer up. And you can still see a streak in here. I did not clean that well at all. Okay, so let's see how we want to do this. Maybe have some going the opposite way, or some coming out like that. I'm not sure. Let me think on that one. I definitely like, I think this one goes with it a little bit better. Let's use this one. And again, what we can do with this is if we're quick, if I'm quick, not we, if I'm quick with it, then I should be able to do a couple passes with it. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been challenging me actually today. It's one of those, if everything could go wrong, it will. That's what's happening today. But it's good. It's good because you can see from my boo-boos how to easily fix them. So let's grab another squeegee. So I'm going to put a couple go-overs with this. So we're going to, I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to put a very thin coat of gray, making sure I'm getting all that excess off, making sure it's nice and thin coat, because what we can do is do it a couple times. So I'll put some there, I'll put some here, just making sure that I'm not feeling any bubbles in there. I don't usually like to press my luck any more than 3, possibly 4 times. I'm going to see if I can get 3 times out of this, because like I said, my air is on and it is drying the heck out of my chalk paste on these transfers tonight. So let's see. I might be able to push it one more time. And then I would have to clean it, because I can definitely see that the chalk paste is starting to dry on my transfer. Perfect. All right, I was able to get 3 passes out of it, so that was pretty good. I think maybe I'll just do 1 or 2 more, but in the meanwhile, let me clean that off. And then I thought what would look really cool is to do some pops of the little berries in purple. So I thought that would look kind of cool. That ties in all the colors, and this is driving me batty. I have to clean this. I need more water on here. I don't know why that is leaving a mark like that. see if that dries a little better. Okay. So then, again, I'm trying to get this transfer off, this cute little berries here. Just gonna put that on my pants, as always, to get some fuzz on there. And we'll just pop that in little areas. And again, we're gonna try for a couple passes with this. So let me just make sure, because I have my chalk paste open sitting over here. I just wanna make sure I need to add just a little bit more water again, because I had this open the whole time. Okay, perfect. Let's grab a little cute squeegee here. I'm gonna set this right here because I'm gonna kind of move quickly and just put a couple berries all over the place. So there's one, there's two. Try not to hit the gray where I just went with my gray. 3. Oh, I'm getting 4. Let's see, 4. Should I keep trying? I think I'm going to keep trying. Let's do another one. 5. That was 5 times. Let's see. It's still looking pretty good. I'm going to go for one more. I'm really testing it tonight. Okay. All right. I definitely am going to need more pops of purple in here. I think that the berries aren't quite enough, so I'm gonna not tempt fate anymore and try to put that, have that over here in the water so that I can clean that off and add more pops of purple in here. Let's see, what's this guy? Oh, this guy's a little cute guy here. Maybe that will give us some more purple that we need. It definitely needs more. Let's do him in purple. I think that'll look good. Alright, we'll throw one right here. There's my squeegee. So I'm just gonna try to get the excess off. This is where that multi-tool would come in perfect handy, because it's great for these little tiny transfers. There's another one. Yeah, I think that's definitely what it needed. And let's do one down here. A little bit more purple. I love this purple. It's so pretty. Alright. Now we've definitely got some more purple action going on in here. And I need to get another pass of the gray in here, just so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 3 of the gray leaves, a couple of the purple leaves, a couple of the purple dots. I like that. That's coming out really nice. I like it. Should I tempt it? No, because I've been talking and now the chalk paste probably started to dry on my transfer. So I'm going to clean that off as well. And I think you're kind of getting the gist of what I was going for here. I'm kind of happy with how it's coming out. Let me move this off to the side here. And just clean up any little chalk paste I've got on here. Let me lift this up real quick. Awesome. I think that came out pretty good. I want something over here. I need something here, and I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely feel like I want to put something here. I'm just not sure yet what that is. And this is still driving me a little crazy here with this not getting clean. Let me try with the paper towel this time instead of, I think it just needed to be a little bit wetter. There we go. Ooh, I got that a little close to my 2. Alright, perfect. Let's see if that took care of that, because that was driving me a little nuts where I got some off the board there. So I think I am going to wind up redoing my C, just because that's driving me a little batty there. But maybe I can get in here with this. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's just, I didn't line it up 100% perfectly when I missed the bottom here. So it's just a little off, but I think you guys get the idea. This is kind of what I was hoping for. I am going to add some more embellishments around here, and I'm definitely going to post a picture when it is completely finished. I don't want you guys to have to watch me clean more transfers, but you get the general idea. I'm going to pull this up a little bit because I don't think you can see the purples that are in there. I'm just waiting. Let me see how this looks. If you can see the purple in the wreath. The purples and the gray. Can you see that? So I think if I add a bit more, it's really going to make that pop. So that's it. I thank you all so much for hanging in there with me tonight. And thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that, guys. I really appreciate that. I'll put the link to my online store in the comments below, as well as a finished picture as soon as I am completely done and I get some more embellishments around here in the wreath, and maybe come up with something. We actually, you know what I just thought of? Our hearts was part of our wedding theme as well, and I can probably pull a heart from one of our Valentine transfers to put over here, because that would really tie in everything between the you know, for our anniversary coming up in August. So I thought that would be cool. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.